All right. Well, let's make sure that this is working. I don't think we're getting anything here. All right. Now we should be getting things going here. Yeah, so title changed today because I am going to be doing Pro VOD reviews like we did yesterday. I am wanting to continue that way. And really, if anybody has any match IDs today, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat. And I will be doing coaching for students for free today if you want to do that in between the Pro VOD reviews. So feel free to do that, and we'll just go ahead and get started with the Pro VOD reviews. If anybody, makes a submission in the chat while I'm doing a Pro VOD review, then after that Pro VOD review, we'll go ahead and switch over to the student, and we'll just kind of do that for a little bit today. I'm not going to be live for too long, but yeah, we're just going to take some on-demand submissions today, which is a little bit different than what I normally do, but I'm sure it will go great. Give me one moment here. Okay. Okay. So first VOD we're doing today, at least I think, is going to be of the #1 North America Billy. So let me go ahead and pull that up. This is FPS Lounge Snakes, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to be watching him be an MVP in an Eternus 6 lobby. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the scoop. Okay. Sorry, let's actually watch our hero here. Interesting. Keeping that verticality to try and get the bash down. It doesn't work for him, but interesting start to the game here. I like the usage of unlimited ammo, making sure that he's able to secure orbs.
Ready to use item.
This is going to be a pretty even matchup. Venator and Celeste versus Grey Talon and Billy. Grey Talon has a lot of damage potential if he can hit those. It's going to be hard against the Celeste and whatnot, but it is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm excited. Nice bash down damage. Oh, okay. He does get outplayed with the parry. His Grey Talon is there to help in case they were going for more punches, but... Alright, we got the parry that time. But overall, questionable trades. I mean, I think we won that trade because Grey Talon took little to no damage. But we're going to have to be careful. I'm excited to see how he uses his AP. He started with bash down, but he's saving that AP point. Positioning for minis, trying to deny an orb. Oh, maybe he doesn't feel comfortable going for minis because he's low. And because they were there. I do like that tech for him to be using that, oh my gosh, going for the heal minion and almost didn't get it for a second there. I do like the tech of him using the bash down around the corner so he doesn't have to take the damage but is still able to hit the enemies for that poke there. They almost got Venator. Then again, they've almost got our Billy too.
Come out and play, pal.
So perfectly positions himself to make sure he gets the solo heal, goes on the opposite side of the heal minion so it will attract to him and the radius doesn't hit his Great Talon. That way he gets the full heal and can stay in lane a little bit more aggressively. I do like that. There was probably a comm there from the Great Talon that he would take that by himself. So I do appreciate that his Great Talon was willing to let him get that solo heal. And it looks like our team got first blood, which is nice. Probably going to do a little bit of boxes now that they shoved wave. Box routing is highly underrated in lane phase. Nice air strafes to get the most out of those stamina for his box route to be as quick as possible. I would have liked to see him go inside and just continue box routing to wait out that Light Eater, but Doorman is here. So they're calming to blue lane that they can probably get aggressive because Doorman is missing, but Doorman is already back in their lane.
I see the enemy.
Ooh, so unlucky that that bash down doesn't hit because that would have been a light melee too after getting the parry out of the way. Unfortunate. Celeste is box routing, so she's getting a lead here because of that. Celeste does have very, very fast box routing, meaning she can go further and come back in time for the wave. He is able to get these parries out of the way. They are worried about those light melees because Billy's light melee is so strong. Let's go ahead and skip past this pause if we can. There we go. Okay, he's able to get in the 9, but he does get stuck in the trap. Gets the double bash down. Got the parry. I would have liked to see him use his 2 and go in for light melee, but it looks like they got the kill regardless. They're gonna go in and parry the tower, yep, and stay aggressive. However, with that Light Eater on him, he's gonna take too much damage, so they're backing up a little bit. She's still smacking the crap out of him. This Great Talon should be able to trade some damage. Yep, got her low. Might go for a full reset here. I'd prefer he take advantage of the boxes and just let his regen kind of keep him in, come back for the heal minion. Let his regen just kind of heal him up while he's doing boxes, but full reset's fine. He gets boost in 30 seconds, so I feel like it's a little bit early for a full reset because he's not able to get back to his Great Talon very quickly here. But we can't always control the timing. A little bit of pause lock going on here. See if we can skip past it. There we go. We have Wraith and Haze in the same lane. Very interesting. Nice bash downs. Great Talon's able to get the ult stack. Very well played. Now we have Billy ult for the Venator. We now have a decent lead over our lane partners. Can probably start building a little bit more defensively, like, you know, Battle Vest, those types of items.
I'll hit as many as I can.
He is able to proc Stalker on her with that little light melee. A little bit of poke damage on there. They may have gotten an even trade. Hard to tell exactly, but Great Talon and Celeste are about even, so good trades for damage. Although she's coming back in. I was about to say I'd like to see an ult here so that he can just kind of punish her a little bit. What a huge parry from Celeste there to anticipate that light melee as she's going up after the mantle. Very high level play to parry there. He is able to proc the Stalker on her, so Grayton will be able to see her with the ult through the walls, make it easier to get that kill. Kind of tilts me how low of a cooldown Grey Talon has, but here we are. Getting our minis for what I think is the first time, unfortunately. Maybe Grayton's been getting them because he does have 7k on us, but... Who is his Grey Talon? Oh, Vanilla. Okay, so it's not his teammate like I thought it might be. They are playing against Disco Virtuoso and Visco Dirtuoso. I don't know who that is, but we're playing against a duo. So, impressive work. Ooh. There we go. Trying to weave these light melees in, baiting parries, getting light melees off. He's doing a good job of this. You do run the risk of getting parried when you do this. You know, he feels like he has a good read on him. He's gotten parried a couple times. He's gotten a lot of light melees off. Billy is a little bit aggressive playstyle because you have to risk getting parried at any moment with the light melees. Unless you're purposefully baiting them with heavy melees.
Victor's missing.
Okay, interesting play from the doorman here. He is super low. Hayes is gonna go chase him and get a kill almost certainly. Looks like she got juked though. Oh no, she did find him in the jungle, I think. There it is. Oh, he ults her while he's 1 HP. Abram's coming over to help Hayes in the jungle there. I do like that Billy is just stealing jungle though while they're fighting and getting, you know, double the value of farm by stealing it. Love to see that blasted damage. Very patient on the light melee. Love to see that from Snakes. Unfortunately, he is under pressure from Celeste now. Otherwise, he would have finished that. Finished that Sinners, but he's gonna lose tower. He does get parried on the dash, but he's got help now. They got her parry, so she should die, and we need a heal minion real bad. Oh my goodness.
I ain't getting killed by chumps like them.
He almost got hyper lines there, which would have been really bad. Nice use of the 2 for some movement. Just staying as safe as possible, getting away from that Apollo ult. Very well played overall to kill that Celeste, steal some farm. We did lose Guardian, unfortunately, so the, you know, the soul lead is even, basically. But I like that he's roaming. You know, Grey Talon and Infernus are covering his lane, and so he's just kind of roaming around. They'll probably start giving Hayes, Wraith, or Infernus, or, you know, 2 of the 3 some solo farm anyway. There's no point for him to be getting solo farm, so just roaming, stealing farm, getting kills is exactly the way he needs to be playing, so love to see that he's going for that.
It's go time.
Now that he has close quarters, is that what's called? No, it's, what's the upgrade? Point blank. He's able to slow that holiday down drastically, but unfortunately he does get parried and we go down here, so let's go ahead and get back alive. We lose a walker really, really bad, and our other walker is under pressure, so that is really unfortunate. So objectively, we're struggling hard. We've lost almost 2 walkers, and they don't have any hurt walkers, and they have a guardian still up actually. So objectively, we are struggling here, even though we have a little bit of a soul lead. Now, as long as you have a soul lead and you're not giving everything away, you usually can catch up on objectives pretty easily. I like that he's not choosing to chase Celeste too much because she's tough to catch and can be a waste of a lot of stamina and abilities. Not fighting unnecessarily maybe is a better way of summarizing that. Now she's on his side of the map. This is not necessarily unnecessary. He's baiting her to come back by going into doubles. The bird is looking for Celeste, I think, to help Billy. Maybe. Alright, so even the #1 Billy in all of North America and top 20 overall in the leaderboards can miss a Sinners. Don't feel too bad. He's playing safe because he does hear Celeste and her daggers do go through the ground, so yeah. He is going to have to give that Sinners because giving her the bag is worse. He does have the soul lead though. I would have preferred that he take that fight and ask for help from his team. I do like him building a little bit more defensive here with the enduring speed, the extra health, you know, building into Colossus later, I'm almost certain. And then, you know, just taking advantage of the fact that he has a soul lead so he can build a little bit more defensively because he's not necessarily going to be behind on damage. He's equal on damage, so increasing the defense just increases his ability to survive. That really is unfortunate. Oh, I hate that. So I do really dislike that a lot of times the parry animation will go down and you still get parried. I do like that door dash. We'll call it a door jump. When you jump on the frame of a door to get some verticality. It's good movement from him. In a bad spot, may be able to get out, we'll see. Another door jump, but he does miss it, unfortunately. Probably needed to heavy melee there to make up the extra distance. Procs Stalker on him, procs Spirit Snatch, procs melee lifesteal with his one there, but unfortunately Victor's able to run him down. We did lose Midwalker. We now no longer have the soul lead. We're gonna probably have to start building a little bit more offensively. I do like him picking up the urn here. And get bridge buff. Really convenient. I do not know how he didn't lose the urn there. That's crazy work. Well done for him to not get punched and still the bridge buff from that holiday. If his team can help with the depot here, they have more players over this way, so hopefully we can transition over from blue to the urn depot because this is really big for their team to get back into this game to deposit this urn. But Infernus is ulting to help get that urn, and then we're going to make sure we secure as many souls as possible. Unfortunately, our team lost the fight across the map. We may be able to get a walker trade depending on the rotation over, but I seriously doubt it. Yeah, I would like to see him leaving here, not get too aggressive while we have a numbers disadvantage. Although we did, you know, get that gap down a little bit. I'd like to see him, he's probably looking for a few more souls, yeah, for tier 3, and then I'd like to see him build offensively here. Yeah, melee charge is a great item. Although I probably would have liked to see something a little bit more expensive so we're not sitting on too many souls, but we don't know his builds.
Owl's almost ready.
Oh, sorry. I do like that we're able to shove a walker here and get a slot, which was starting to become a problem. I wonder what the decision was there. I think he's trying to see if Hayes can get this pressure on Celeste for a pick in the jungle there. And so that's why he was kind of deciding, but the flicking of the camera was funny. I do like the fact that it does feel like he's keeping his eye on the minimap here. I do like that he's aware of where the enemy is and where he can safely farm the jungle. I guarantee you when he's farming the jungle, he's looking at the minimap and the clock, as we all should be doing whenever we're doing a Sinners, whenever we're doing a camp. These types of things, we don't need to be looking at the camp all the time. Getting his doubles. He has his Grey Talon close by, so they can fight together if they need. I like him... Oh, okay. Breaking the Sinners, not my favorite thing in the world. But I do like that he is using the tech to double up the minion and the Sinners. Not able to catch Apollo. He's gonna catch the wave really fast, make sure things are staying shoved, because our waves are crashing. Our waves are terrible. Only one of our lanes is healthy. He may be going for a split push on the Walker because his team seems to be winning that fight over in our left lane. Maybe he'll transition over to the fight. Because if we can get a kill or two, that could be mid-boss. In fact, if they had gotten a second kill right after Doorman, it would have been mid-boss, but unfortunately it looks like they all get away. Just finish farming Sinners, because that's the most valuable thing. Positioning for bridge buffs. Really like that he's paying attention to the clock here. Gonna grab some boxes while he's waiting for it, I'm sure. Furnace is looking like he's in a little bit of danger over there on the left side.
Our green walker is under attack.
Really like these edge boosts and diagonal dashes. Good use of movement. He really is being time efficient with this movement and farming, trying to make sure that he's not losing as much time as possible. Unfortunately, we are getting shoved out of this fight pretty badly. Wow, very well done on that Celeste. I'm actually surprised she didn't die. The ult for him to stay up so that she can't get line of sight and break the chain, and then to time that bash down perfectly so it lands on her. Very well done. She does end up dying for that. Good ult. Now we do have the urn because of that fight. Hopefully with these 2 kills we can depot. I actually would like to see them just take the urn into mid-boss and start doing mid-boss and then get the depot after rejuves because we have 2 kills. But we also can get a couple of kills on the urn fight and go mid-boss after that, since it seems they are fighting here. That is really unfortunate. It looks like they got the urn. Doorman is super annoying on urn fights, so that tracks. I really like this repositioning of bashdowns in the air to ensure that he's landing these, getting as much value as possible. See the way he turns it in the air? I really like that he's not just brainlessly using his one, he's actively managing where the enemy is kiting to, so he can make sure he's landing these, and he's just getting so much damage out of it. That is really unfortunate that she comes out of the stun for the parry. That was going to be a really big ult. We're now 3-3, but we are healthier. We get a walker out of that fight, so Wraith and Haze are able to unlock a slot. That makes the trade a little bit better, so we have now taken the soul lead. And Grey Talon is looking for that Celeste, but she's a little too far away, so Bird just pops on, I think, Venator, and then, or the wave, and then he backs up so they can't shove the walker while he's resetting. Sorry, I should have skipped this. That's my mistake. Really like the way he's constantly using these doors to get around the map. This only saves about a quarter of a second, maybe half a second. But if you were to save that amount of time every time you use this stamina, imagine how much time you're saving over the course of the game. It maybe gives him like a 40-second advantage or more over the course of a game. I'm not saying he's using it on every stamina, I'm just saying that's, if we add up those little differences, it makes a big deal. Makes a big difference. I do like the Toxic Bullets buy and Rapid Recharge, so we've got some anti-heal. Our 1 is going to be up more often. We're going to be doing more damage with our 1. I like this farm steal. We do miss the melee on that second minion. I do like that he's leaving that second minion there. However, I would have liked to see him steal the Sinners. That way the 1 minion is there. The Sinners isn't regenerating. You're stealing farm and denying farm from them for longer. They would have to come and kill that second minion. For whatever reason, he felt it wasn't safe enough, or the Sinners wasn't there, and I'm just not paying close enough attention, but... I imagine one of his next items, if he builds into Life Strike, that's going to be one of our next items. Otherwise, he's, saving for, like, Colossus or something, but... Okay, Spirit Brazil. Let's check their comp. Yeah, 4 Spirit Heroes with a Gun Holiday, which is somewhat insignificant. Playing for bridge buff, looking to stun anybody that might be on the bounce pads. That's the easiest way for him to secure it. Grey Talon's here to help him. I love this awareness of the clock to be taking a look at what's coming next and fighting for that. This ult is big. Wow, very well done. Love to see this. They're gonna get that Victor ult. We do get out of it. That's big. Holiday's 1 HP. The Doorman is 1 HP, and we are 1 HP. I love that usage of his 1 around the corner. I love this tech. I actually just want to go over this again. So, we're going to watch this. He's doing this a lot. So first... Nice. Okay, so he's aware of the range of his 1, that 6 meter or 8 meter range, whatever it is, and he's taking advantage of that. He's not taking damage in that fight, and he's avoiding the Apollo's what's it called? Flawless Advance. And he's able to get full value out of his bash down, even proccing abilities if they're off cooldown. He's proccing the melee lifesteal, the Spirit Snatch, and Stalker. Really love to see that tech from him, to be using that around corners. That's not something I've ever used on Billy, because I don't play Billy a whole lot. But very nice.
They're in mid.
I would like... Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and back up so we see the real timer on Apollo. But yeah, I believe this is a mid-boss call because they get that second kill. And I believe somebody just pinged mid.
Your enemy's low.
Let's go.
We got a third kill. Yeah, Abrams is calling for it as well. We can hear them saying they're in mid. We're definitely wanting a mid-boss. Grey Talon is bringing the urn to mid-boss so that we can depot right after we down and get rejuves. Snakes is looking to clean up the waves a little bit and defend his walker because he knows his team will still have numbers advantage without him. Even with Hayes dying, they still have a numbers advantage, but there's also 1 here, so he's not worried about losing mid. He just wants to deny the slot. I like his awareness of letting his team down it. We're 25 minutes in. They're not going to have a problem getting the mid-boss with 4 people. Making sure our waves are healthy, since waves are, kind of the underrated #1 objective of the game. We're gonna fix right lane again.
Leaps on cooldown.
Charge in.
You need to make a stand and stop them.
I believe we just got earned, so we're 6v6. He's really close to a tier 6, probably getting Colossus, and then we'll go from there. Unless he's selling to buy a tier 4, but yeah, there's Colossus. Thought so. This adds a lot of survivability and a lot of frontline capability. See here, he's just gonna slow the crap out of this Victor. Wow.
I'll do it again, pal.
Wow. Can we watch that again? Can we glaze snakes really quick, chat? Let's just...
About to smash in their skulls.
Unbelievable damage. Colossus just making him as tanky as possible, making his melee damage scale so much higher, so he's just doing so much more damage with bash down because of that Colossus proc. So not only is he tankier as a frontline, but it's allowing him to do more damage. So Colossus is like one of the best abilities on punch heavy heroes like Billy, or if you're building Abrams that way, that sort of a thing. Really awesome to see that. Oh, I would have liked to see him push in there with his Abrams, because Abrams got a 6 shoulder charge. Love that trade on his Abrams rejuve, so we get that kill. Love him delaying these bash downs to make sure they're landing. It's really, really nice to see him, you know, applying this tech.
Why you are legend.
Not much of a fight.
It's interesting to watch this game, actually, because our playstyles are quite different. I'm a much more aggressive player in general, and so I would like to see Snakes just fighting them a little bit more, but he is the #1 belly in North America for a reason. But yeah, this wipe, it looks like we just end here with our 2 rejuves and the staggered kill on Celeste. We will now permanently have numbers advantage. Abrams doesn't have rejuve, so if he dies, it's going to be bad. Now nobody does, I guess, but... we can kill this Victor and Apollo as they're separated from their team, and Abrams is literally just distracting the whole team back there. Look at him just destroy with that double bash down damage. I mean, it is crazy damage what he's doing. Trying to frontline for our Wraith here so that she has a, you know, strong person in front of her. Give him somebody else to shoot at. Allows our Haze and Wraith to re-engage, and it looks like we may be able to just win. They can't even make it invulnerable. At most, it's going to be a resistance patron. Haze goes for the solo ult on Venator and is going to get that kill. Yeah, there's just nothing she can do. Very well played from Snakes here. Very quick 30-minute game. Let's go ahead and take a look at his damage breakdown, souls by source. We're just going to kind of analyze this a little bit more than I have in the past. Take a look at some things here and compare his performance to everybody else.
We killed it.
All right, so he is playing this like a true frontline. We've got a good amount of damage. He's not going to be the highest on the team. That's not the expectation, but he's doing a good amount of damage and a good amount of objective damage. These two are usually the most important indicators of how well you're playing a game, unless you're a support, in which case we add in healing. KD, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. It's a game of objectives, but we do like to see that he's not feeding his brains out. You know, that he is helping his team with kills. He's a big participator in the fights. He's assisting with getting those kills by being the front line and allowing his hyper carries to do damage for free, protecting his squishier targets in the back, his spirit nukers, etc. So Let's go ahead and take a look at some graphs. So souls by source, we're going to take a look. Perfect to see this. 40% of his souls are coming from troopers. That is exactly what it should be at. We want to see most of your souls coming from waves because waves are the #1 objective of the game. Waves being pushed is so important. So him constantly being on waves and getting his souls from there. And then the neutral enemies is probably a little bit higher than I would like to see it, to be honest, like jungle camps and whatnot. But enemy kills 15%. That's because of his high participation in the fights as a frontline. Fairly normal to see that. And then objectives and breakable pickups. So I would have liked to see, I believe, sinners are part of breakable pickups. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I would like to see that a little bit higher. I would like him to steal more sinners, get his own sinners a little bit more. We did see him like break 2 of them or whatever, so that's a little bit of an improvement there. And then let's go ahead and look at his damage. So bashdown is going to be his #1 always. Gun, melee, and then look at how much value he's getting out of Stalker. Stalker actually did more than Rising Ram in terms of damage. Now, Rising Ram is generally Billy's escape, so it's not always used aggressively unless you're confident in being safe after a kill or whatever. So we do see him using that a lot just for verticality, much like a Shiv dash or Calico dash as well. So, we're not going to see a lot of damage out of that, but Stalker giving him a lot of value, getting it early in the game. It's 7% of his damage for 1,600 souls. It's things like this that we need to pay attention to. It actually gave him more value in terms of damage than Spirit Snatch. Now, Spirit Snatch probably isn't calculating, if I remember correctly, the Spirit Resist shred that it's going to be providing for his entire team to take advantage of. So Spirit Snatch ultimately is going to be giving more value, but just in terms of raw damage, as I'm Billy, I'm doing damage. This is what my abilities are doing for me. Stalker is giving him a lot of value. So just important to understand why those abilities are so strong. I don't think I want to take a look at anything else. We can kind of compare to lane, I suppose, here. So we did get 3 kills and didn't die in lane, which is really important. So not dying in lane. This was a pretty even matchup. That's why we're only seeing it 3-0. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but that's because we're fairly even. Celeste, it's hard to kill with Grey Talon damage. Venator just kicks back a Billy every time he dashes in. It's a very interesting matchup here, but very even in terms of damage. He has a lot of poke, she has a lot of poke, but she has to be in melee range, which Billy does a lot of damage there. Venator scales more into the mid game and late game than in lane. So it's very interesting. And then we are seeing that we got more souls. However, they had more denies and more last hits. So a lot of this comes from box routing, timing of camps, and the kills, really. So just make sure we're box routing. We don't always have to be getting more kills, but the box routing is definitely going to be providing more souls than the 3 kills. 3 kills are not 1,500 souls. So I really like to see that. And then the objectives, I believe our lane was the only one that never lost the walker. So that's a beautiful thing to see. Just making sure our waves are always shoved in general. Not saying you should always side lane, especially not as Billy. But in general, just looking at the lane stats here, not losing our objectives because we're making sure they're pushed. They did get Guardian prior to us, but that's okay. I mean, it is a game of objectives, so they did win the objective side of lane phase, but we set ourselves up for the mid game a little bit stronger. So interesting to see how he played this. Hopefully hearing some of my comments and looking at this through the Eternus lens helps you start to view your games through an Eternus lens. For my Billy players out there, for you to be able to apply what we're seeing from the #1 rated Billy in North America. So FPS Lounge Snakes had an excellent game as an MVP. Love to see it, and hopefully you enjoyed that. All right, let's go ahead and pull up our next one. Now, this one we're going to be watching Do, the #1 overall in North America, and we're going to be watching him play a game of Shiv. So this game, he is the MVP, and I would like to take a look at this because it's interesting how he's MVP. I actually want you guys to take a look at the scoreboard before the game. We're going to see that he does have top kills, but look at the damage. Even Saya, which I want to do, a Pro VOD review of Saya sometime in the future because he's an excellent player. Love Saya. But his drifter damage is insane in this game, and he still loses. Okay, and we're seeing that Ivy's healing was 75k. Ivy had the most objective damage, and let's see, he was out damaged by somebody. Yeah, Grey Talon. So Grey Talon on his own team out damaged him, but he still got the MVP. So I'm excited to take a look at this game and see why. We're mostly playing Spirit Shiv. We do see him building defensively, most likely because he was ahead, and we're able to get some of these defensive items that allow him to maintain pressure and tempo. But really excited to jump into this game and take a look at it, so hopefully my Shiv players will enjoy this. Here comes Do playing Shiv.
May your hunt be successful, Venator.
Now, I don't know if this is his lane partner, but we do have a pretty stacked team. John and Saya, I don't know anybody else, and maybe that's my fault, but John and Saya are very high-rated, high-level players, and they're going against Ido, Crayon, and Do. That's a pretty stacked lineup, so hard to lose when you've got these three people on the same team. It's gonna be interesting to see how they deal with Bebop. Because we're both fairly melee, so if we want to get a lot of damage off, there's not a lot of poke we can do outside of Shiv Knives. Nice little hyperline damage there. I like the awareness of somebody being at store and him understanding that all high-rated players are using the store for momentum. It helps you get into and out of store faster. Really like to see that. We'll go ahead and go past this pause. Alright guys, you know, even in Pro VOD Reviews, we gotta deal with a little bit of pause lock, I suppose. I took a lot of damage there, definitely lost that trade, however we did get lane pressure, so we may be able to do some work here. Okay, Saya gets really separated from his Bebop here. I'd like to see us punish this, but he does have very good movement. And now we are in a bad spot because Ido has left. Oh, interesting. We actually were not Shiv Ivy. It switched to Shiv Abrams at some point. So unfortunate. I mean, Ido, I think, is doing a box route around their entire jungle and stealing farm. That actually might be worth it. A lot of times, box routing, as long as you don't miss a wave, dying early doesn't always lose a whole lot of souls. Obviously, they are going to have the lead here, but it's not a ton. And now he's going to have Ido here to help. Ido is Abrams, right? Yeah. I just want to make sure I haven't been misspeaking this whole time. Look like a fool. Nice little turn on the heavy melee. Make it look like it's going towards Bebop and then turn it into the Drifter. Saya wasn't ready for it. Gets punished. Nice little dodge on the Rend from Drifter there. I see a lot of Shivs rushing Decay. We're going to see Do build Cold Front first. He's looking to stack these knives. Oh, he didn't have stacks, so never mind. I misread his intents there. Probably just looking for more damage with his dash and whatnot, but... I do like to see him constantly looking for these secures. Like to see him using this movement, the wall jumps with a right click at the same time. Oh, we do miss the verticality there. Saya is chasing us forever. Ido dies to the Bebop. John gets the kill on Ido as well. This is really tough. I mean, Saya's still chasing Do here. Do almost gets hyperlined. Risky move there. But he finally gets out. We aren't going to have any pressure on bridge buffs, which are up in 30 seconds. If I'm them in my comms, I'm saying, hey, we have no pressure on right side bridge buff. We're not going to be able to secure it. That way mid lane knows, like, you know, if we can, that's the bridge buff to prioritize because we have no chance of getting it from right lane. But yeah, Ido and Do are really struggling in this matchup against John and Saya. Which tracks. I mean, Shiv's lane phase is pretty bad until he gets a couple of spirit items online. Primarily Decay. Now we have Cold Front. It looks like Ido is going to get the bridge buff. Oh no, he's not. Okay, John does beat him there. I was about to say, he may get bridge buff, but John was aware of it, and it was closer than it should have been. I would have liked to see him parry, so off that wall bounce, right click, hit a parry. He actually would have gotten it there, but even without him meleeing, I think it's a good habit. If you're about to dash past somebody through the air, a lot of times they'll go for a light melee. So parrying while you're in the air, since you can, and you'll maintain momentum as long as you're in the air, it's a really good habit to get into. So I would have liked to see Dude do that. I actually don't know how often Dude plays Shiv. I actually don't know who Dude's main is. I've seen him play a variety of different heroes. Apollo primarily lately, if I remember correctly. Ooh, does try to get that parry on the Sinclair punching his tower, but misses it, and then unfortunately gets heavily punished for it, and we lose Guardian. We do have great talent, so Crayon did rotate over a little bit late, but we are definitely losing this early game for sure. We are 6k souls behind at 7 minutes. That's pretty rough. Interesting, we switched off of Cold Front and are now going for Radiant Regen. It's going to be interesting to see, because normally I would like to see the opposite. He's playing from behind. I'd like to see him playing a little bit more aggressive. Nice kill. Good little Guardian can go ahead and get out. He can buy Radiant Regen, so he's probably going to drop down and do that before helping Blue. And he's not stealing any more farm from his side lane. After getting the Guardian, he just gets out. We want to make sure we're not splitting farm. Nice little kill off of the Abrams ult. And Sinclair's going to go down. In no way he survives the bleed damage. We're able to parry the tower, make sure that it's not hitting the minions for too much damage. We do have a Lash ult to worry about. I'm not a super big fan of them staying here, because if that Lash is paying attention, he just ults them under Guardian and gets the kills. But looks like they get the kills without the Lash ult, so we trade 2 kills for Guardian. It's an okay trade. I mean, obviously it's narrowed that gap in the soul lead to 1k, or now we're even, I suppose, but maybe within 1k. But that is also accounting for the Guardian that we got with the kills in left lane. So we kind of, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. We kind of undid what we did in left lane, but we're not falling too far behind. We're getting a lot of damage on this Lash. That's a bummer Lash gets out there, but that's okay. Venator is getting a lot of damage on our Walker in right lane. I would like to see us group up and kill him since he's worth a lot of souls, since he's 8.8k. The comeback mechanics in the game would allow for him to die there. I do like this attempt to kill Saya here. He knows that... Yeah, I really like that. Oh, that is unfortunate. So Page ult keeps us alive for the time being, even though we're dealing with a Bebop ult. Bebop almost certainly goes down here. Yeah, it looks like Sinclair got out, however. Overall, it was good. I think we got a 2-for-1 trade there. So, not bad. But we lost the Guardian. There's no way Venator gets away here, and he's worth so many souls. That is a really big kill. The further ahead they are, the bigger their streak, the more souls they're worth. Comeback mechanics and Deadlock are insane, so I like them focusing down that really strong target. Our team is trying to just trade Walker for Urn. They get a free Urn Depot essentially, so if we can get some damage on it, that would be great. Unfortunately, we're gonna die here. Not much you can do. Got a lot of damage on the Drifter, but we were unable to trade Walker for Urn, unfortunately, so we are falling behind on the souls here. It does almost go down, but now we're fighting for our lives on this Walker. Nido just went down defending the Walker. Apollo does trade him. We are paying attention to the blue Walker. He's gonna hover here because he knows that Sinclair's in a bad spot, so now he has no teleport. I really like the use of his ult to catch up with Sinclair. You don't always have to use it for execute, but just to get in range. He did go for a melee after doing that. Sinclair anticipated that and was able to punish, but I do like the usage of his ults. Some shivs will just hold on to their ult for execute, and that's mostly okay once you fully upgrade the execute and it can reset on kills, because then you can just chain them together, but it doesn't mean that's the only way that you can use it. I love this use of momentum. Very good Valorant mindset, I guess. Very good use of Eternus movement, this momentum that he's using to get across the map. Masterclass on shiv movement. Love to see it from Do. That looked good at first and turned into a bad fight really fast. Nice little kill secure. He wasn't stealing that, guys. That was secure. Yeah, totally secure. Never a steal there. They probably wouldn't have gotten that kill if it weren't for Do. Just saying. Throwing it out there. His team's fighting on neutral shop, and it looks like both of them are going to go down. Yeah, the 2v3 was too much. Do should not have come into this fight. I really don't like this. He does have Paige helping him, still don't like it. If he was there to begin with, it would have been a different world, but now we just give him another kill, and at most we're going to trade like Warden, which I don't even think we get. Now Grey Talon's going to die. Yeah, overall a really bad fight, so I don't like Do going in there. He should have known that that fight was lost. He should have known there's no hope in turning this around, and him going in 1v3 to Secret Shop and taking, 1100 damage before his page even shows up, not the play. So definitely a misplay here from Do. I think he would agree. Leaving that fight and stealing farm or just getting farm on our side of the map or something would have been a much more valuable use of his time than dying. Always aware of where the sinners are, and that's the first thing he goes for when he's getting farm. Really like that. Our doubles are up. I would have liked to see him, since his team's about to win this fight in right, I would have liked to see him just get doubles for some farm. Using his ult to escape. I really like this use of movement here. Not only is he using the Shiv movement really well, but he's just using every ability he has to avoid deaths. Deaths don't go off cooldown, abilities do. I really like his willingness to even use an ultimate to survive a fight. Not many people are willing to do that with any given hero, but especially heroes like Shiv, where it feels like an offensive ult. Him using it defensively is a thing that we can definitely learn from and apply in our games. Has to catch the wave against Warden, unfortunately, otherwise he would be blue helping his team. But Ido is fighting the Lash and now the Warden too, so Do had to catch the wave, and now he's going to try and help Ido as fast as he can, because this 2v2 is super winnable. Actually, it looks like they won't earn. Interesting. Yeah, they're not going to get it. That's unfortunate. They may be able to turn this fight, though. Lash is going to take so much damage with the 3 knives on him. We're looking for Warden now. Ooh, run away. Yeah. So Warden ult changed everything about how we want to play this fight. Ido's trying to get the Urn away. Low help Lash. Interesting. Yeah, he's going to go for reset. And then Warden's going to shove the Walker to try and trade it for Urn, essentially. Dude's going to try and stop that. We'll see if his team can pull off the Urn Depot. But we're just defending the objective. Played really well. Unfortunately, we do lose Grey Talon. Can we get the Urn Depot? We do get the Urn Depot. That's really big. So defending this Walker is now our #1 priority. Blue will probably go down, however, because we don't have enough people defending Walkers. We don't have enough people to defend Walkers. This may be a better way of putting it. Unfortunate. Very, very good attempt at the kill. Maybe he dies. Dang, Warden was really low there. Very good attempt at the kill and holding the Walker there. Unfortunately, he's not able to stay alive long enough. The Warden has too much damage, but I do like his positioning here on the map. You know, letting his team deposit the Urn, kind of narrow this soul gap so they can get back into it. Keep in mind, we already know they won this game, right? We saw it in the leaderboard because we started there. So we are able to come back. They're keeping their mental healthy. They're able to come back into this game. They're not worried about who's fed, who's not fed, who's behind. They're just playing their game. Making the best possible decisions they can make at any given point, and then letting the consequences land, whether it's a win or a loss. And that's the best way to improve. Just know what the best decision is to make and constantly try to make those decisions. Learn why the decision may not have been the best to make. Chase improvement and rank will follow. I do like this pick that we get. If we can get one more, it's a potential mid-boss play, but the kill would pretty much have to be Lash. Unfortunately, we lose one instead, so the mid-boss potential is kind of gone. Ooh, my gosh. Okay. Excellent movement to avoid the Walker stomp, because that was super risky. I thought for sure he was going to get stomped. I do like him chasing this Lash here. Like I said, this is a target. Oh my gosh, that's another one of those. Was that this game or last game I said? I hate it when that happens with parry animations. Lash should die. Nice. So we trade ourselves with the Lash kill, but unfortunately Apollo went down too. Not great. We also lose a Walker there, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back and take a look at the map. What's happening? So while we're fighting here, we trade Walkers. So we're actually the sacrificial lamb for that Walker, but they trade Walkers. So overall, this was an advantageous fight for them. The soul gap has now widened. They are even more ahead because they got all the kills plus traded Walkers. So a net negative for us, and that's okay. These things happen. Objectively, however, we are on even footing. We're just behind in souls. You know, we each have a Walker up. It's not the end of the world. The next mid-boss is going to be a big decider on how the rest of this game goes. I like him recognizing that he's getting pushed. Would like to see a Dispel. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, he has a lot on him that Dispel could help with. I'd like to see him get in there and help his team here. I know he's a little bit low, but I would like to see what he can do. Looks like Ido's going down. Grey Talon and Apollo are a little bit too deep. I don't know that this is worth it. Apollo goes for an ult, almost kills the Lash with it. Paige tries to ult her team to help. Unfortunately, Apollo dies too, and we are gonna trade the Venator, or the Drifter rather, and then we'll see about Bebop, but nice Ivy ult on that Bebop. We're gonna get a third knife in here, it looks like. That's 3 stacks, right? So he's bleeding 4 stacks. I mean, it's pretty much just a goner, yeah. Very well played on John. Normally I'd like to see a mid-boss play, but the death timer probably is... Now I'd go mid-boss. Yeah, I'd go mid-boss here if I were them. 2 kills, 20 minutes in. Our waves are healthy enough, I suppose, but... I think they're trying to bring Urn to mid-boss. That, or they've given up on the mid-boss timing, because now we've run out of time. Nice try on the Sinclair. We're trying to get back into this game with Urn. I would have liked to see a mid-boss there. I think that's a missed opportunity. But maybe it was the plan to do Urn into mid-boss, but because we couldn't grab Urn because of the Sinclair, we gave up on mid-boss. I don't know, hard to believe. We're trying to play under Walker here. Saya is focusing on us as Shiv rather than the objective, which is really good for us. Unfortunately, they snaked the Urn. And it looks like they got the depot. So they're going to get an even further lead. Incredibly infuriating to lose the Urn there when you already had a soul deficit and you should have had it for free. Man. 16k soul deficit, 22 minutes in. 2 of our teammates don't even have 20k souls yet. Ido's 4 and 8, and Crayon's 3 and 7. These are professional players. I mean, we've all had bad games, but this just shows to not focus on your teammates' KD and worry about how behind they are in souls, because we do come out and win this game. So just keep in mind, next time you're in this position, you're losing, you seem to be getting further and further behind, you got 2 teammates that it looks like they're selling, you can still win. I like that bait, so let's go over this really quick, a little bit of pause lock to break this down. So I'm gonna ask a question here. We get caged here. Why? Go ahead, if you're watching this after, like in, you know, one of the YouTube videos, go ahead and comment what you think with this timestamp. But why do you think he is sitting right here instead of leaving the cage? What is your theory as to why he's doing this? Let me give you my answer, what I think is happening here. What I think is happening is he's baiting Warden into a fight. I think he's wanting to fight him, and he's wanting to see if his team would be able to come in and gank and help him. So he's purposefully playing this way, and he can back up to Walker if things go wrong. But he's purposefully playing this way because he can use Dispel Magic on the cage, but he's purposefully waiting it out so that Warden thinks he's going to get caged here. And I think he's baiting a fight here. A very aggressive play from Do, and I love to see it. Now he ends up just dispelling it. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and bring us back into it so we can see the real cooldown. Goes ahead and dispels it and just backs up to Walker because Warden didn't give in to the bait. But interesting play. It's definitely a use of tech that I wouldn't have thought of myself. I like to see that from him.
I see the drifter.
I like to see him keeping his rage up, if you notice. constantly hitting these knives and keeping his rage up. One more kill and we can get mid-boss if, you know, our team is on top of it, but I don't think we're going to be able to. He's going to go ahead and correct lanes, probably in preparation for the mid-boss. The less zip they have, the easier it is to secure mid-boss fights, even with low death cooldowns. Looks like we're in the middle of a pretty fat fight, so we're unable to go for mid-boss because we're forced into fighting here. Look at him just get rid of their zipline on this side of the map so that we can do mid-boss if we get more kills. Look at him just prepare his team for as much success as possible, and then he knows he's going to be able to get back into this fight. Let's see how long it takes him. Let me go back here. So 23:32. It took him 5 seconds to get to blue lane. He's going to make sure the wave stays shoved. There's another kill from his team. He's getting rid of their zipline, and they're calling for mid. Beautiful. Beautiful from Do here. Absolute confidence in his team's ability to win the team fight. There's probably comms around it. He's probably saying, do you need help? You know, do I need to head over? And they're probably saying, we're fine, go for Lash, we can kill him. And so what is Do doing instead? He's shoving all of their waves. They have no zip lines to get to this mid fight that we're about to have a huge advantage in, because they have no Lash ult now. So, sorry, let me go ahead and get rid of the little bug that we get every once in a while. I think we still have the bug, unfortunately. We'll see it eventually. It's the bug where their health bars look like really small, like they have no health, like 840. There, it went ahead and corrected, I think. We get another kill, but we need to do mid-boss fast because Lash is going to be up with ult, and I think we've actually missed the timing. I think they've recognized since we lost Apollo, we missed the mid-boss opportunity, which is a problem. He does Dispel Magic early on that cage, so he can dash, so he avoids the silence. And unfortunately, we still lose Walker. Looks like we're going to chase some kills here, and eventually we will get a mid-boss, like I believe. It's actually crazy for me. Like, to me, they should have gotten mid-boss several times. Ivy's going to take him back into this fight. He's going to start getting some knife stacks. He's built full rage. We've got good rage management here. Apollo on top of Saya, trying to finish what Deuce started with those daggers, and he dies to the bleeds. Very well done. Now we're on Lash, because we need to get rid of this Lash ult. Very well done from the Apollo. Good ult on him. Mid-boss is free. Finally, we have a mid-boss opportunity we're willing to commit on. Now, in my opinion, I feel like they've dropped 2 mid-boss opportunities. I'm glad to see that they're calling this one. He sees that Venator's over here in the hallway and doesn't want to deal with him just killing his team. Unfortunately, Bebop doesn't want him attacking his Venator. Nice kill. Now Bebop's gonna get punished for it as well, it looks like. Good, great talent ult. Unfortunately, we're all bunnies. Venator and Bebop probably shouldn't have been fighting mid-boss there. That contest was really, really questionable, because now we have 2 staggered deaths to work on that we can play around as a team. We're going to reset and do a little bit of buying. Make sure we get our waves shoved up, because our lanes are absolutely terrible.
Ivy is doing whatever she can to help us survive. The urn has been dropped.
Trying to get that little bit of farm for his Mystic Reverb buy. This wave will do it for him. Then we'll probably see him head to Secret Shop to buy. Like to see him go back for that Sinners. Either one of the Sinners. There's one closer to right lane as well.
The urn has been dropped.
Looks like he got that Sinners. Ido went for that Sinners, so we're gonna go to this right side one. And yes, that is what I meant. Always steal Sinners when you have rejuves. Their side of the map is your side of the map when you have rejuves. So I love to see them stealing these Sinners and getting farmed. Now he's gonna go for his because he already got theirs. And we just got a Mystic Reverb Power Spike, so would like to see him start fighting. We don't have the soul lead, and that's because we're having the urn denied from us. Very smart from the enemy team to be denying this urn. They understand that us getting urn with rejuves is free. They can't really contest urn when we have rejuves, otherwise they risk losing their entire base if they lose the fight and urn. So it's usually best to just give urn unless you have extreme confidence in your ability to win the fight for whatever reason. Fortunately, Dew's getting caught out here. This is looking really, really bad. I think we're going to use one of our rejuves. Yep. So they've gotten 2 kills for our 1. If Flash goes down here, we're back into it even. Looks like Warden's going to go down. He's got 3 stacks of knives. Yeah. Okay, so now we're 2 for 2. Oh no, we're 2 for 3.
Let's take out Bebop.
They got 2 rejuves and a kill on Grayton. We've only gotten 2 kills. However, we get the urn. So now it's worth it. They got 1 kill positive on us, net positive. We got urn. We now have a 10k soul lead. Nice knife. Now that we have a soul lead, look what he's building. Defense. Love to see it. Make sure he stays as strong as possible as a front line. Has more survivability. Love it.
Come back if you need anything else.
Bebop's missing. Warden's missing.
Shoving lanes. This is the only lane that isn't healthy. His team has numbers advantage without him, so he's fine. You know, it's a 5v4 and we have a rejuve, so he's not necessarily worried about being there. He's able to shove this. Keep their lanes healthy. Maybe even steal that Sinners. Looks like his team's backing out anyway, so shoving the lane is even more valuable because he's not even missing out on a fight. Would love to see him steal the Sinners over here. He'll probably steal the farm. Oh boy. He does remove that decay instantly. Love to see that. You can also counterspell decay. He doesn't have counterspell, which I would like to see from him. Counterspell is really nice against Drifter ult, Bebop hook, Lash ult, even the Warden cage if you don't want to use your Dispel magic on it. Bebop bombs when your Dispel magic's on cooldown. You know, most everything they have on their team. Wow, we got absolutely nuked there. That's unfortunate. They are stacked, so he was caught in like a 5v2 and Ido realized to cut their losses and got them out. Let's go ahead and skip forward to when he's alive. Urn has not been deposited yet. Looks like we're fighting for it here. So Paige is like kind of denying Urn, but needs to be in the fight. So we lose Grey Talon. Looks like Dew is now going to grab the Urn after clearing the wave. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just getting into the fight. We got a trade. Oh, this Saya's dead here. There's like no way he lives. I don't believe it. Dew does not let him live here. The 3 stacks might actually kill him. Oh, he misses the ult. Oh, 4th stack, he's dead. Okay. Nice kill from Dew. Very nice trade there. He just traded his Apollo by getting that kill. We pop a metal skin. Is that a gun Bebop? Is that why we're metal skinning him? It is. So, very well played. Hitting the knife on the gargoyle stun. Good patience from him. John doesn't stand a chance, unfortunately. We are full health because of the, like, I think it was a Healbane proc that did that for us. Can we double check that? I still can't tell. I think so. I'm just a big fat noob, I guess.
Spirit charge here.
I would like to see them collapse on this Venator, but I don't think he's showing on the map, so only we know he's there. If they could notice him, that would be really big. I'd actually drop into mid pretty much immediately, because Grey Talon will be there. Are they calling for mid? I can't tell. Yeah, it's gonna be mid, and he's bringing Urn to mid. That has to be the play here. So bring Urn to mid, do the mid boss, and then depot the Urn once we have rejuves. Or is he taking the Urn over to bait them away from mid boss? What are we doing here? I would like to hear their comms because we're like fighting and kind of doing mid boss and doing Urn. I guess we're going for a free Urn deposit, but we're losing the fight and potentially giving them mid boss. Really don't like this. I like him grouping up with his Ido here. They can do a lot of damage together if somebody gets caught, not to mention he's able to buy E-Shift, but yeah, him and Ido are probably... Oh, no, they're not. I guess they're gonna play for mid contest.
Let's play.
So I think we have Abrams ult for the contest, but he doesn't have unstop. Dang, very nice try from him. He isn't able to get any rejuves, and he almost got a crystal. Aggressive contest there from them. I'd like to see what happens here. So they are getting bridge buffs, and we'll probably start doing Urn. Yep. Let's go 60 seconds. They get Urn, depot.
Ivy is doing whatever she
Headed to
can
yellow.
to help
And that's
us
it so far.
survive.
They got Urn and have a 10k soul lead now. That's what we're working with. Ivy is able to get out. Great Talon now under a lot of pressure. I don't know if he'll get out or not.
You need to make a step.
I like him making his movement as erratic as possible to avoid those shots from Venator. I like them playing around the shrine, allow their base to do damage and the shrine curse to apply pressure. We do get one rejuve down so far. Warden half HP could be the next rejuve. Oh, very low Bebop. I'm surprised he didn't just ult there. Do we not have full ult yet? Oh, we don't. Okay, that's why. Now he might go for ult. Now that it's a real kill. I would have liked to see him E-shift the bombs, just so he's not taking as much damage. Nice kill. Warden goes down as well. Yeah, they just wiped the team all for Ido's death. Very good base defense. We only lost one shrine. Paige is clearing up the waves on that end with the buffed minions as well to compensate for losing the shrine. I would like to see us just pressure that last slot and open it up for the team. We'll see if that's what we're gonna do. I'm confused as to why Dude's going over to this lane. Maybe he wants to try and get this last kill in a 1v1 or in a 2v1 with Great Talon so close. Yeah, I got the hyper line. That's a really big deal. Okay, wait. Does somebody know really quick if that was tech that I just witnessed? If you dash with Shiv... Hold up, we're going to come back to this VOD review. I apologize, give me a second. I have to test this tech while I'm thinking about it. If you dash After cold front, does the cold front follow you? Is this shiv tech that I don't know about? So let me get as close as possible. Oh, that still hits. Okay. Okay. Did that hit him? Guys, what am I seeing here?
Try to keep up.
That's hitting. Dash is 80. Oh my gosh, that is tech.
Thought you were supposed to be tough, bitch.
You guys can cast hold front and dash and it will come with you as long as you're fast enough. Not hitting.
No one stops.
Dash is 220. Sorry, that's hitting. Oh, now he's low. Hold up. But if we do this in quick succession, 296 instead of 220. That's crazy tech. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's a good use of cold front that we just watched him use on this lash. Let's go ahead and drop back into the video here. Let's go ahead and see how he fights this the rest of the way.
Thank you for realizing that the Hidden King is not.
Ivy is doing whatever
I'm not
she
letting you
can
destroy
to
this city,
help
Warden.
Let's switch ready.
So let me go back a little bit here. Let's watch him use the tech. So hyperline, knife, cold front dash, and it makes sure the cold front hits him. That is awesome tech. I have always in every dash hero, I wonder if it works on the others, I'll have to test it, but like Calico for example, I've always used cold front after I dash. But it seems, at least with Shiv, you can use it beforehand. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Wow, Ido barely got out of that. Ooh, we might be dead here. I'd like to see knee shift, yep. This fight just got a lot better for us. So after we E-shifted a lot of damage, we got some Ivy damage. Look at him just dashing through everybody over and over again. There goes John. Here comes another dash. Knife. Yeah, no E-shift is unfortunate. If he presses it, yeah, gonna avoid a little bit of damage here. Buy Arctic Blast in the middle of a fight. Love to see it. Oh, the knife was mistimed barely. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me Sinclair gets out. That's so sad. He barely mistimed. That could have been a full wipe. I mean, we still get midway, or mid-boss, but wow. Barely missed him after he stole Apollo ult. So we are going to bring Urn to mid-boss. We're going to down mid-boss. The classic play of get mid-boss with Urn in the pit, depot Urn right after with rejuves, and force a fight, or get a free Urn and get a soul lead. Then they'll all be able to afford new tier 4 items and have a massive power spike. Do understands that his team doesn't need him. So he would rather just distract the one target or get base for free if Sinclair chose to contest mid by himself with bunnies. Now he's going to be under pressure from the enemy team. I wonder how he's going to play this. There's a lot of health though. Saves his Dispel Magic by simply getting out of the cage, so we can use it for something else. Nice kills. Oh, look at all that damage he's taking. Oh, the Venator ult. We might be giving up a rejuve here, we'll see. I mean, I don't imagine they're gonna let him live this low. Lashel still does find him, which is really unfortunate. We do have E-Shift now, so next thing that gets really bad, we do have E-Shift for it. Trying to get that shrine. Our own base is under attack, unfortunately, so we're kind of in this, like, base race almost. I love the E-Shift for the curse and the damage from shrine. I was hoping that was the button he would press. Nice kill on the Drifter. We're getting enough staggered kills. These death timers are way too long. They're not going to be up for this base fight, so now it's basically going to be these three, maybe Bebop as well for the fourth. So we are getting a lot of staggered kills, and all we've lost is our Abrams. We still have one rejuve. Shiv, Ivy, Paige, and Apollo can still use a rejuve. Another E-Shift for the damage from Patron. Well played. And that should be game. We're going to pad some stats. Like to see it.
Everyone gave it their all.
Good game.
And there we have it. Very well done. Nice little dash build from Do here. Constantly getting as much value as possible. Keeping his rage full with his knives. The movement was impeccable. His ability to use communication, I imagine, to know when he can be pushing a side lane and making sure their lanes are healthy while his team wins a fight, or pushing their base to start shoving waves up while his team gets mid boss, since not everybody needs to be at mid boss when their entire team is wiped. Yeah, really strong performance from him. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graphs. So we'll start with lane stats, although this is, I'm not sure how accurate this is because it was actually Abrams in our lane, but yeah, you know what, I'm not even going to look at lane stats because I'm not sure how accurate it's going to be because we had a manual swap and for some reason it didn't calculate it here. So we'll just look at souls by source. Look at Troopers, half his souls. I mean, he's just making sure waves are shoved constantly, never letting waves crash, doing a good job at making sure his number one objective is constantly shoved up their lane. Enemy kills is going to be very high on the list because he's a frontliner. Shiv's constantly just, you know, participating in kills, getting kills. He happened to get the most kills in the lobby, so it makes sense that he would have a lot of souls from that. I would like to see more from breakable pickups, like him stealing more Sinners and whatnot instead of jungle camps, but overall, really strong performance from him. I really liked his itemization here. I like his usage of E-Shift for the extra spirit power when he comes up. I like that he's, you know, grabbing defense items while he's ahead, so he has some resists that are going to allow him to stay more aggressive. Metal Skin as well to give him just a little bit more time when he's dashing in to not be taking just oodles of gun damage from a very gun heavy comp. You know, we had Bebop, we had, now to be fair, Sai is running some weird like kind of spirit thing, but Drifter does a lot of weapon damage, so we know that that's going to be a primary source. Venator and Warden, so very gun heavy comp. Like to see him stacking the bullet resil on top of the metal skin to stay aggressive, and it just allows him to be a frontline. Getting Dispel Magic against that team is really good, works really well against Warden, really well against Venator, really well against Bebop, really well against Drifter. So strong performance overall, really liked it. Hopefully watching our #1 North America player right now play some Shiv is enlightening, can teach you a little bit about his movement. Love seeing that tech from him with Cold Front, that you can dash and Cold Front after, and it will still hit if they were out of range. So as long as it's cast close enough together, really love to see that from our Eternus 6-2. So hopefully that helped a little bit to see it from my perspective and have a little bit of a breakdown. All right, we are going to watch our last Pro VOD review for the day. And this one is going to be from this guy. I don't know his name. It's just a period. So we're mostly going to refer to him as Geist, period, or dot. I don't know what his name is. If you know, let me know. But he is a very good player. I mean, if you look at leaderboards, like if we take a look at any given hero, you'll see, well, not any given hero, but you'll see him like in the top of certain heroes. Sorry, we'll find him. This is making me look bad. Pocket. Wraith. Days. I don't know if he's on any of these other lists, like, just at a glance, but, I mean, what more do you want from the guy? He's, like, top 10 on 3 separate heroes in North America, and he's 13th on Kelvin. So, anyway, this is a game of him playing Geist, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that, see how he does, why he does what he does, see if my insights can give you a little bit on his decision making. That way you're not just watching a professional player play the game and guessing, but that you're seeing it through the lens of an Eternus player, me telling you why he's making the decisions he's making, what I would like to see him do differently. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is Period playing Lady Geist. He's playing into Ido and John and Do. So, like, if you're participating in the last Pro VOD review we did, we just watched Do with Ido and Crayon beat John. Now it's John doing Ido that we're playing against. Those are 3 very strong players. We'll see how Period on Geist does here. This is a very tough lane so far. Mirage is just insufferable. And it looks like they swapped out Viper and Abrams. I'm not sure why it's not showing us up here. Excuse me. But, yeah, Abrams, Mirage. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how they do. I mean, Geist is a pretty strong lane. Lash is pretty good in lane as well. Not bad, at least, with his little spirit nuke damage that he can do, and Geist constantly poking, and her suck does so much damage. Geist is also incredibly underrated right now. When you watch this Eternus player play her, I think you'll agree. When played correctly, Geist is incredibly strong. She actually needs to be nerfed, but that goes for Mirage as well, so these two are meant for each other in lane. Ooh, they are low in there. Yeah. Ooh, that is really bad. Yeah. Okay, so we do get punished for being aggressive there. Hopefully we don't miss too much of the wave. Unfortunately, it looks like we might lose some of the wave to Guardian, if not all of it, shoving in right now. Let's go ahead and speed these zips up. I should be paying closer attention to that so you guys aren't just watching somebody zip into lane.
I see Abrams.
keeper delights in suffering.
Like to see him box routing here. His Lash is ganking anyway. So, one of the mistakes I see in lower elo is while you're box routing, your teammate just takes the wave by himself instead of also box routing, and then you both get waves when you come back. But since Lash is gone, we don't even have to worry about that. Although generally we don't have to worry about it anyway in higher elo like Eternus. Even in Ascendant, I see this where like you'll go box route and then your teammate just kills the wave, and it's not the best way to do things. You should be doing one box route while your teammate does another, and then you guys meet back on wave, and then you're both getting the maximum amount of farm. Because wave is worth way more than the boxes, so you're actually just, if you want to think of it this way, you're stealing farm from the teammate who chose the box route, just because he's trying to be efficient. That's at least how it works. What a parry. Ido actually just got so outplayed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable from Period here. Great parry. I think Ido expected... Oh, and we see the... Oh my gosh, okay. Absolutely beautiful. So I think what we saw here... I'm gonna go back a little bit, sorry. This is what I wanted to see. Okay. So, we see Ido come in with this charge, and I think he thought, right as he hit the wall, that this would stun. So he goes for the light melee. Very, very heads up for him to hit that. And then we saw the rest of this fight. We got the kill here. Look at him. So then we're going to look at this from Lash's perspective, actually. He notices that this is a low health minion. And he's playing around it, hoping that Dude's gonna come melee it. And for some reason, Dude does, which is crazy to me. And then Lash is able to parry him on the minion. And we end up getting the kill. Very, very strong performance from these two. Excellent kill in the Abrams. The melee, playing close enough to the wall that the charge ran out and he's able to parry the light melee. Oh, poor Dew. Oh my gosh, look how the tables have turned. Now, he's going to take a lot of damage because he's got Scarab and triple mark, but he's able to swap. He just ulted in and got swapped and comboed back down to like a 3rd HP or less, and then heal minion got him back up. Looks like our Lash went for the bridge buff. We did not opt to go for it, although I don't love seeing that in any elo. I'd like to see you contest bridge buff with your teammate, because there's going to come a time when you're playing against a sweaty duo that is like me and my duo, when we're always on the bridge buff at 5 minutes, and we're going to fight you 2v1 if you're not both there, trying to secure those bridge buffs. So I think he's running the suck build where you get the tier 2 fast. Yeah, so it's like 18 plus 18 damage per second on the base damage. So it's just, it literally is just sucking the life out of them, and it lasts 2.5 seconds longer. So getting your first 2 AP into this is incredibly strong right now. And then just doing your best to position yourself to where you can maintain line of sight as long as possible on it for the whole duration. Get as much healing out of it and as much damage. It almost always guarantees a positive trade for you. It's a very, very strong ability right now. In fact, I think it needs to be a little bit nerfed in the early game. But I digress.
Let's go to Broadway.
Now our team has the soul lead. That's mostly coming from middle lane and a little bit on right lane. But us staying even in our lane is going to be pivotal. We do get caught out here. Let's go ahead and watch. So he does get boost back into lane. Let's see how they make it back in, because we don't want to fall behind in our lane. We want to just maintain, like, if your other lanes are winning, you don't have to win your lane. It's nice if you do, but if you're in what feels like an unfavorable matchup, like Mirage, which is just unfavorable against anybody, to be honest, and then not losing lane is just going to be so massive for you. It looks like he's trying to get Radiant Regen for his 4.8k Spirit Spike. That's going to be massive for them. Sinners up in 30, so after this wave we have Sinners. Make sure every time a wave comes in, check the clock, what's coming in the next 30 seconds so that we know what we need to be doing after this next wave. Waves come in 30-second increments. So in 10 seconds I would like to see him positioned on his Sinners. He is going to buy first, but I'd like to see him head over. And we'd love to see it. So always be paying attention to the clock. We're going to do the Sinners as our wave comes in, and then after the Sinners we can... And look at doing the exact same thing on his Sinners. This is just Eternus 6 gameplay. You gotta be on top of the timings. Now we're gonna get the wave. I like to see him opting for box routing rather than fighting Do in a 1v1 here, Mirage rather, because Mirage has the soul lead and Mirage is just disgusting. He is going to fight because he's playing around the wave. He doesn't want to lose too much pressure. But I do like that when he has the free time, he's not intentionally fighting. He's only fighting because he has to clear wave. Or because he's caught out of position and has a Lash ganking. Unfortunately, Lash can't ever ult Mirage because of the freaking tornadoes. So we can't solo ult him here and kill him in a 2v1, not easily anyway, without baiting tornadoes first. Which is really annoying. Taking a lot of damage here to do. Oh no! Oh, dude, with the massive outplay. Oh, never mind. Oh my gosh, never mind. Okay, I will say the tornado on the Geist ult was insane timing and anticipation. There's a little bit of luck there, right? Like he had to use ult into the tornado for that to work, but Do anticipated that he was getting low and he might pop that ult. So incredible outplay, but then we get the return outplay with the so sorry with the parry. Probably gonna be denying the retaker. Oh, okay. So this is very important to take a look at. Sorry for the pause lock. We're gonna go back and we're gonna take a look at this. I love to see people do this more often. This urn is a retake urn for the enemy team. It's not showing it that because it's showing us from this perspective, even though we're watching the other team. But this is, you can see our soul lead is significant enough that this is a retake urn. However, we're right on the verge. Now, we're not using a mod to show you what the percentage would be, but if you want to do the percentage yourself, we can find out what the difference is. So we've got what is this, 11.6% difference? No, that can't be right. It's a 86, this is 86%, so 14%. So it's like right on the verge, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can just kind of make fun of my quick maths here, but we are right on the verge of this not becoming a retaker, and so he's probably calling out to his team, hey, I'm gonna try and lock this urn in as neutral so they don't get a free retake urn on their side of the map. Everybody stop farming if you can. Like if you're not, you know, defending a guardian or something or a walker, like let's stop farming. So team is not going to farm. He waits for it to be neutral and then picks it up. Now it's locked in. He doesn't even have to deliver this. He's probably going to try because he might as well. But he doesn't have to because he already locked it in as neutral for the next 5 minutes, which is incredibly strong to do. And you should always be looking for that because when it's early enough in the game or mid-boss isn't available, retake urn is your #1 objective to be grabbing. So denying retake urn from them, either by bringing it to your base or when it's on the verge, allowing it to go to a neutral urn and locking it in, is incredibly valuable habit to get into and skill to learn. Lucky us, we get a free depot. Interesting. But yeah, that's gonna put our soul lead quite ahead of where it was before. We're also gonna get a guardian here. Looks like we're trading blue guardian because our blue is about to go down here on the minimap to these three. We may be able to get a kill or two here. Silver is in a 1v2, but we may be able to come over. Looks like Viper snuck by and got away from us. Almost sniped him there, actually. Silver is looking like she's gonna die. She's in a tough spot, and I don't think Venator's gonna be able to save her. Maybe she does get out. Wow. No, she dies to the Shiv bleeds. So that's unfortunate that we lose her there, but we are able to steal some farm on the other side of the map, which is double the value. So this is essentially getting 2 tier 2 camps because we stole it from them. Sorry, get that off the screen here. Nice ult for him to wait for him to push and try and get that damage. We're still gonna die here. There's like no world where we live. Yeah. But it was a very good ult. Unfortunately, the dome just reverses all of that, and Dew's soul lead is just too much. Lash came over too late with the ult. Let's go ahead and see where we go from here. We're gonna go grab the wave behind our teammates because they were pushing for a kill. Looks like we didn't need to, but good play. We'll go ahead and watch this like normal now.
Combustion's almost ready.
I like him farming the jungle. Geist is incredibly strong off carry in the late game. Now, she's a weird hero because she's like an off carry frontline. Kind of like Warden, where they kind of fit this role that is bruiser, you know, but she just so happens to do so much damage as a bruiser. She's like low-key and off carry. Love to see that he's just trying to scale for the late game and get as much farm as possible. He's even side laning, which is actually fairly common to see. A lot of side laners would be like your Haze, your Wraith, your Infernus, your hyper carries for the late game, Venator even. It's normal to see it on Geist too, because she's such a late game. She's like a hyper off carry bruiser. So I do like to see Geist side lane and get as much farm as possible. I like to see him playing it this way and just trying to maintain tempo in a soul lead, because he's ahead of practically everybody on their team. I mean, he's like on par with Shiv, very, very close. Dew's the only one ahead of him. So just maintaining that tempo is very, very important. Because when Geist falls behind, I mean, she feels really bad. She just turns into like, I hope my ult gets somebody low enough that we finish a kill. And it's not fun. Does anybody know why, pop quiz, does anybody know why he just threw his malice at nothing? Go ahead and let me know if you know the answer. This is Geist tech that I was actually talking to my brother about. It's fairly well known, but for any new players or lower rated players who don't understand, he is using this called Berserker, and your weapon damage increases as you take damage. It's 10 stacks stacked, and it's every 10 seconds. So if you don't take damage for 10 seconds, you'll lose all your stacks. Malice does damage to you. It costs 9% of your health to chuck it. So you are purposefully doing damage to yourself because it has a 3-second cooldown. Normally this is used as a damage amp and slow, but in this case, because it's such a low cooldown, you just chuck it in the air at nothing, and it will give you a stack of Berserkers. So watch him do it again anytime. So we'll see this Berserker stack going down. He'll probably throw it again. Oh, we threw it a little late. Here we go. See how he's throwing them, and every time he does, he doesn't even have to be taking damage. Now, he is taking damage, so this is a bad example. But, like, you'll just notice it throughout the rest of the VOD. Like, watch this VOD review with that lens. He's taking a lot of damage, so he has the 10 stacks just constantly ramped. But you'll just see guys, like, I would drop off and throw my 3 right here. And just maintain the 10 stacks or whatever, but... See? He just threw one. He's gonna get a stack. Anyway, I like him shoving this wave, get some farm, protect the walker. keep shoving the wave, get rid of their zip, maybe even get pressure on their walker. Since there's such a big fight in our left lane, we may be able to push this walker against Shiv. I like this fight he's taking. There's a lot of damage he is taking from those knives, though. That is a bummer. He's probably going down here. Wasn't able to get the heal minion in time, and Viper came in from the back. Oh! Vindicta almost got that snipe off on him. That was fun to watch. Alright, let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit and get back into it. Venator just got our walker. Really unfortunate to see that. No, that's our Venator. I'm so sorry. Venator just got the walker because of our distraction in blue. They sent 3 blue, and he was able to split push the walker. So very strong. Now Geist is going to be stopping Du from trading the walker in this lane and getting solo farm. Love to see this. Love to see him playing so patiently throughout this game, constantly going for solo farm, side lanes, stealing farm, etc. He's probably going to be split pushing this walker while we lose the urn. I don't think there's any way we stop the urn. We dropped it. We made them drop it and got a kill. Maybe we do get the urn. If we steal the urn, that would be huge, but we're just going to be split pushing this. Forces the stomp so it stops targeting him with the beam. Make it throw the fire under him instead of under his minions. Really like his positioning here to kill the walker. Forcing it to beam him so his minions stay alive as long as possible, because he can heal. Really love it. So urn still hasn't been deposited, and we're winning the fight, and we still were able to get a split push on the walker. Now, even if we hadn't, trading the walker for the urn is probably the best play here, because you will still maintain the soul lead and you unlock a slot. Now he's probably going to try and backdoor this fight and help with that urn. Unfortunately, we lose our Venator. He's going to try and smack it out of him. There it is. And then he's going to go for a sneaky depot. Oh, he doesn't get it. So unfortunate. Now he has so much healing, and he has ult. He's trying to get this urn desperately, and Ido and Du are not letting him do it. He goes for a parry. Unfortunately, he's unable to get it. He does get ult off. Kelvin's going to go down here. Ido might go down as well with that Infernus ult. He's fighting Du as best he can. He has 2 marks on him. He's probably going to drop that so he doesn't get too much more. Du's trying to grab this urn, or at least deny it. We just have no cooldown, so we're relying on our Berserker stacks, the 10 stacks, to just give us gun damage. Very well done from the team here. Like, absolutely beautiful team fight that we've orchestrated here around the urn and been able to deny the urn. Nobody's deposited it, but we got a walker, remember, so every kill we get here is in bonus of denying the urn. Now we lose Vindicta, unfortunately. Not the end of the world. Looks like our Lash is trying to pick up the urn and bring it back. I think it's a little bit unnecessary to continue fighting for the urn at this point. Probably just let it reset in a minute on yellow, because it's not a retake urn yet, or it shouldn't be for them. So if you pick it up on yellow, it would still be neutral. But maybe we want to try and depot it before it resets while it's guaranteed to be neutral, but then we're basically guaranteeing that the next turn is going to be retake. So I don't know, pick your poison. I would prefer to let the urn reset here. I think going for it is a little unnecessary from our Lash. I'd rather see him going for a fight with his ult somewhere like around blue with Silver and Vindicta right now, you know? That's where I'd rather him be, winning that fight and then going for mid-boss instead of urn. We're gonna get it though. I mean, we'll take it. Oh, they're doing mid-boss while we're doing urn. This is actually very common. I'll just talk about this really quick. I'm going to pause, lock. This is actually very common play in Eternus, which a lot of low-rated lobbies are unable to comprehend or take advantage of or commit to is while the other team is getting urn, you go for mid boss and you just make sure that the audio cue doesn't proc until the urn is like 50% to 75% deposited. So what I mean by that is they have to be at the halfway point, usually on their side of the map preferably, or they're like right about here depoting here or right about here depoting here. Because then by the time they hear audio cue, they're close enough that they feel obligated to finish the urn, and at best they are going to be fighting a 5v6 in the pit against you guys. So if you're 6 alive and they're 5 alive, all contesting, they still have one person depositing the urn. So it's actually very common to see this. It's actually a very strong play from the enemy team. Also considering that killing the mid boss gives your team souls, not as much as urn obviously, but some. So it kind of compensates for losing the urn. And then you have a chance at getting the rejuve. So we'll see how this plays out, but I just want to explain that because a lot of lower rated lobbies are like, what kind of psychopath goes for a 20-minute urn in a 6v6, but it's because they know Lash is pulled away and Furnace happens to be pulled away. That's kind of lucky for them, though. Now we'll see if Lash can get here in time. We do get the Kelvin Dome to delay the rejuves getting punched. They get 1, we get 2. Okay, so we ended up winning this fight. Unfortunate for the other team, but we stole 2 rejuves and we made them use theirs. We get the ult on this Shiv. Oh, he's so dead now. Nothing he can do. Now we might die here. Oh no, I think we don't have enough damage on us that we should be okay, but with no ult, it is good to just reset and make sure we protect our walker here. I would shove the wave one more time. I do like what he's doing here. So Deathy has a phrase that I'll kind of steal from him. It's incredibly good for low rated players to keep in mind is, can I push the wave one more time? If the answer is yes, do it. So if I can reasonably and safely push the wave one more time, go ahead and do it. In that case, he was perfectly safe in pushing the wave one more time, and it would have pushed them off his walker a little bit further. Do it. He's doing the same thing right here. Can I reasonably and safely push the wave one more time? Do it. It's a very low-rated play to kill a wave and walk away if you're not constantly thinking about that, unless the answer to that question is no. But now we can do another urn fight. It is neutral, or we locked it into neutral. It may not be neutral anymore, but we're able to fight under our walker and potentially fight urn. We do lose our walker. That's unfortunate. Look at Viper damage. It just is so tilting. I actually hate Viper. And look at what Geist is doing to Viper. Holy smokes! Okay, that's, I mean, this is just so tilting to watch, but this is the epitome of 2 S+ tier heroes just going at it. Geist is getting shredded, almost dies, and then Viper gets shredded, almost dies, and then Viper dies, and Geist is fine. All of a sudden, it's like this super back and forth fight that's crazy. We did get 2 kills, and we are just using our rejuve, so very, very strong push from us. I would like to see us pushing this blue walker, getting our last slot while we have a numbers advantage, but we are 2v4 in the other side of the map, but Bebop is low and running, so we actually won that fight considerably. We do get the blue walker slot. Really like to see that from the team. We'll see if they can help Silver here, but that is definitely the play. Like the Ido should die on Abrams and Do on Mirage should die as well. I don't know if they're able to get him, and Viper's out of position. This could be 2 more kills. That could cost them base. So we definitely get base guardians and shrines, but whether they can down in time or not is another question because we don't have rejuves. But almost certainly we should be pushing base. I am shocked they're not pushing a base right now. I guess they're opting to steal farm because they're all sitting on like 6k souls, 7k souls. So they're just going to steal farm on their way out, and then they will worry about it after getting the base. I would have really liked to see them get at least 1 shrine for the minion wave, but that's okay. It's a lot of farm on the map to steal. It's not a bad call. Love to see him light melee their sinners to save time. It's more important to save time and than to greed a full other rotation on the Sinners to get the extra souls, or the extra buffs rather. So really like to see him exercise restraint and understand that he's on their side of the map, doesn't have any sort of rejuve or numbers advantage, not a lot of info either on where they are, for him to just light melee the Sinners and make sure he gets at least one buff out of it. I mean, it's not totally worth it, but sometimes you just break it because it's theirs and you don't want them to get it. So stealing the farm is more valuable than taking the farm for yourself. So you still get the value of a Sinners because you stole it from them, so full value, and some because you get the souls and the one buff. But you don't get the double value because you don't get the full value plus stealing it from them. So we do like to be greedy and fully steal it, but this power spike from him with crippling headshot is insane. Once Geist gets crippling headshot and spell slinger, she's in a explosive spot right now. Look at him just nuke these guys. Oh, he does get caught out of the dome, so he's just forced to fight Do. But look at the damage he's about to do. The metal skin gets another drain off. He has ult, but look at that gun. Ooh, so close. So close to winning that fight. Unfortunately, Do is able to play that Veil like basically perfectly. We'll go ahead and fast forward and just kind of take a look at the map. We are trying to save Eternus against Shiv and Abrams. We're denying their urn. Eternus does get out. Abrams and Shiv get out. We're denying their urn. It's the best play that we can make right now. Again, mid boss isn't up, so retake urn is the most valuable objective on the map, so us denying that is really strong. It looks like we're waiting for Geist to be back up, and then we're actually looking to start a fight with it because we have a 30k soul lead roughly, and we feel like we could win that fight. So let's watch this. We get a kill on Bebop, but now we're stuck in a huge fight here. Our team is collapsing to help, so we're going to head back up and re-engage in this fight. There's Dome. He's probably going to try and ult Do here. There's the ult. Yep. So Mirage gets ulted, and now he's half HP. He's going to use his tornadoes all the way home. Unfortunately, we just have, like, no stamina, so we're having a hard time keeping up with him. Very nice kill on Do there. Mirage goes down. That's our 4th kill, and we've only lost Venator. We just lose Silver to Shiv, but us and Lash should be able to trade that. Oh, Viper behind. Does go down. Okay. We're going to get their urn. It's going to give us a significant lead. We're going to go from 30k to maybe 40k. Just under a 40k soul lead, but now mid-boss is free because they're all dead. Very, very strong fight from us. Nice to look for that ult to start the fight, so we're as strong as possible, and their Mirages takes a significant chunk of damage. So good patience for him to be running around and finding that Mirage for the ult. He's going to get first punch for the heal. Very nice of his team to do that. Vindicta probably could have taken it as well, but since Geist is the strongest member of the team, or one of, we want him to be healthier than the Vindicta, who's like a off carry from distance, you know. Not near as important as Geist being healthy. If I'm him, I'm going to farm this tier 3 camp and some boxes and stuff until I can get... Or this massive wave over here first, yeah, like that call. We're trying to get as many souls as possible because Leech is probably our next item. You can see that he's built into like Spirit Lifesteal or whatever. That's gonna be Leech because it's so incredibly strong on Geist. I'd be surprised to see it be anything else. We're gonna shove one more wave because of Deathy's saying reasonably safe to push one more wave. We have Rejuve. Their jungle is now our jungle. We now have a lot of money. We're gonna use the secret shop to buy Leech, and that'll be a huge power spike for us. Oh, we're gonna get doubles first. I actually like that from him. Bridge buffs are up in 30 and earn. Hopefully you guys recognize that before I even said it. Just taking a look at the clock as we're moving around and doing centers, because we want to be looking at the map and the clock. I would love to see him be positioned for the bridge buff, and then actually, generally I'd like to see him maybe buy first, depending on how much time he has, but he doesn't have enough time. I'd like him to just fight this. He just has a massive bag, but he's safe. He's got ult. Now we buy, and then we go for earn as a team. There's the leech buy. It is interesting, you don't see this very often, but he's running both Kinetic Dash and Arcane Surge. One of the few heroes in the game that takes advantage of both, so really interesting to see that from him actually. He's trying to shove the wave over here, make sure it stays healthy, and then he's close for the earn fight, but it looks like he won't even need to be there. They're giving earn, we're just fighting in blue, but we have rejuves, so we should be able to win this. We're also just super close to another tier 4.
I see the enemy.
I wonder if he'll build CDR soon. It's usually something that I see guys get just for the ult value, but we'll see. This is going to be a massive wipe.
There's that robot.
Now, this is going to be quite the fight here. There goes the ult, and dude goes down. We'll see if they can kill the Viper as well. I don't see how he's gonna live. Yeah. Massive wipe. We've only used one rejuve. Somehow we get hyperlined by like the Viper poison or something, which is really lame. Yeah, very strong fight from us. We just so happened to only use one rejuve. This 60k soul lead is just almost insurmountable. In these high elo games, it's pretty much impossible to lose a game from this kind of lead because we know how to not throw games and we know how to close out games. So love to see them pushing the base here. We're going to down the patron. And then depending on how this fight goes in their base, after downing patron or during downing patron, we may be able to end. Now we're not going to have rejuves because they're going out. But if we get enough kills staggered, we may be able to fight in the pit and just end. So we'll see. Looks like we're wanting to go back in here. Alright, we start with one pick. Oh my gosh, what a hook. We don't have ult, so we probably just die here. Yeah. However, I think we're the sacrificial lamb, because we just got Bebop and Kelvin to trade, and we just win. Yep. Very well done from our Geist here. Love to see him play this out against a very stacked team. I mean, he just beat Ido, John, and Do, not to mention these other three that are obviously E6 players. I just don't know them. Maybe I just don't know them yet. But he's playing against a strong comp, and he comes out on top. I imagine... Oh, I'm actually surprised to see he is not a key player, because he was doing so much damage. So, actually, lowest damage on the team. I'm very surprised to see that. Top objective damage, and that's probably why. He did solo kill a walker and a half, basically. And he's only off by 5k. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm surprised to see that. He is out-damaging every single person on their team, however, so this is just a massive team differential. The performance from our team is significantly stronger, despite them having very, very strong players. I mean, this is Ido, this is John. Really love seeing this gameplay from him, the way he played lane to not lose too much. So we do see we want to see about half of your souls coming from troopers. This means you're shoving waves properly, your macro is good enough to catch waves that are shoving. So love to see that half of his souls are from troopers. That means he's doing well. Enemy kills 16%, neutral enemies 10%. I would like to see breakable pickups a little bit higher. However, now that I think about it, maybe not. I have to verify that sinners are part of breakable pickups, but if they are, then I would like to see it a little bit higher because sinners are just so good. But very well done from him. Let's go ahead and take his damage dealt by type so you can see he is building guns. So we're going to get a lot of value out of that gun with the Spellslinger, the Berserker, and the Crippling Headshot. This is Bebop. I'm so sorry. Here, still gun. I'm not lying. But we love to see that. His life drain is going to be seconds. That's very, very common to see because it's just such a strong ability right now, and we are building that 4.8k spirits spike for this exact reason. Ult just so happens to be up there, and then damage crit usually is headshots, so we'd like to see that almost half of his gun is hitting a headshot. So aim does matter in this game. I mean, if you hit no headshots that game and you're just a body shot Andy, then you're losing 10% of your damage. It's just something to think about. Love to see this play from him. And, you know, very strong performance from him. Hopefully you enjoyed the VOD review. For my guys players out there, hopefully you were learning something from watching him play the game, from his build order, his AP order, taking a look at those types of things, his positioning, his movement, the decision making behind his macro, and hopefully I was able to shed some light or give you a new lens to see the game through so that you can apply it into your games. But we didn't have anybody hop in for any sort of coaching today, so I'm going to end the stream after this Pro VOD review. I didn't have any more VOD reviews to do. I was just going to take any on-demand students that wanted to hop in the stream for a free VOD review really quick if they were interested. Since we didn't get that, I'll go ahead and end the stream, and hopefully this was really helpful. If you want to be coached in the future, all of my coaching is free. You can join the Discord. Go ahead and take a look at my YouTube or Twitch, and you should be able to find those links for the Discord and whatnot, and then you can request a coach there. And otherwise, I will see you all next time. Thanks.